I do learn and cherish and take aspiration for my ongoing struggle, from a struggle including South Africa and East Timor. And even though there are many differences of the struggles between Burma and South Africa and East Timor, the core, the core of our struggle, the bottom line of our struggle are all the same, is that the freedom, democracy, and human rights. So I do look up to, starting from the very respectful leader like Nelson Mandela, Xanana Gusmao, and Ramos-Horta. But also, those are the like people who I always look into, of how they also organize and mobilize their people, and or like let their people to live up with this spirit for freedom and continue their struggle and their fight for freedom until they get to the day when the light comes. And for me, personally, it's 22 years. It's quite long. I told my mother that I will be back home in 3 months. I had no idea where this is going to lead, and how long this is going to take. But after 22 years, I look back and I don't regret of what I have done and what I'm doing and how I will continue, until the day that I die. Even if I don't see the fruits of this struggle, I will still carry on. Because when I look, when I think of what Nelson Mandela did, 27 years in prison, Xanana, and even particularly, my personal hero, I would say. I don't even want to use the word as hero, but I would say my personal teacher is Aung San Suu Kyi. Because Aung San Suu Kyi, she's a mother of two, she was still young when she entered this whole movement. When she started, she was only 45, I remember. And she didn't have to, with her life, having a very comfortable life in England with with her husband and the whole family, she didn't have to do what she's doing for the people of Burma now, but she is doing that, and she has been. And for me, whenever she had a chance to send a message out from that house where she lives alone, every single time she was able to send a message out, even with the time of Gambari, the UN Special Envoy, or meeting with this U.S. Assistant Secretary Kat Campbell, or anybody who, that when you actually follow up what she's been saying, after all these years being imprisoned in one house alone by herself, it's a spirit that you just can't even imagine, sometimes, yes, I get disappointed and frustrated in this 22-year struggle. Sometimes I'm I feel like to the point of maybe that's it for me to even take a break. I thought about taking breaks from time to time, but I don't, and I can't. And I'm not able to take a break. It's because when I think of Aung San Suu Kyi still in prison, when I think of Nelson Mandela 27 years, and now South Africa is free,